So today in this lesson, we are going to break down the pre-market plan. We're going to break down how we were able to capitalize off this beautiful pre-market data, but more importantly, how I like to use pit numbers to do it, okay? I used to struggle like crazy with pre-market, and it's not that it's hard or it's ineffective, it's that I overcomplicated the hell out of it. See, that's the biggest problem with most traders, okay? I coach hundreds of traders. In the main issue that they all have in common, me included, is that I used to overcomplicate this game, right? There's so much information. And yeah, that's good, right? There's tons of different tools out there. But the thing is if you are overcomplicating them, you're not going to be using them properly, and you're going to end up repeating those inconsistent results that leave you not making any money. So today we're going to be talking about 8/19/2025, and here are the trades that we took right here. It was an amazing day. Our strategy presented itself countless times, and I want to show you guys how I use the pre-market data along with the pit numbers to capitalize on amazing price action. See, to really give this the true meaning that it deserves, we have to ask ourselves, why is it do we look at pre-market data? Okay, pre-market data is just another way to identify the context of the market. Okay, I love that word context, and what it actually means is what's the story? Right? Like, what's the market actually telling us, and how can we take that information to make money? That's the goal of trading, okay? It's our job to look at this and go, you know what? Based off what I'm seeing right here, I'm willing to enter into the market long and target the upside. Or based off what I'm seeing here, I'm willing to enter the market short and target the downside. See, we have to really understand what our job is. Our job is not to be right every single trade. Our job is not to predict what's going to happen right every single time. Our job is to get good at reading in between the lines. The context. Context is key. If and when you can understand the context and you have a simple system to do it, that's when trading becomes way easier. See, it used to suck showing up to, I'll never forget it. That's why I always talk about it. There's nothing worse than going to bed at night after you made some money and going, shit, am I going to be able to do this again tomorrow? I kind of got lucky today, right? We all know when we get lucky. And then there's that line. Okay? And once you cross it, that aha moment, right? It's like, dude, I was overthinking this, overcomplicating it. I was giving it way too much weight and thought. When in reality, all what we're here to do, guys, is read the context and capitalize on the market. So to break this down appropriately, I want to show you guys the pre-market plan, and I really want to break down exactly how I approach the market every single day, right? Because once again, it's a mindset shift. Instead of looking at pre-market as if it's this insanely complex endeavor, we got to simplify it. And I like to do it in a 50-50 scenario, okay? This means the market's either going to go up or it's going to go down, or maybe it goes both. And that's okay. I just need to be able to identify it in live time and capitalize on it. Okay, so pre-market plan, the critical level of interest was previous day low and previous day open print. Okay, this was significant. Not because any other reason other than the fact that these levels have tons of volume. Okay, these are pit numbers. I don't have time to go into it in this lesson, but if you are interested, go on my page and look up the video on pit numbers. It is insanely valuable. So pit numbers have a lot of volume, so I want to watch them. They give us a clear understanding of the context, okay? Because if and when we identify bullish or bearish chart patterns off these levels, we now understand the overall current or temperature of the stock market. And based on our understanding of the current and temperature, or the context, or the trend, or whatever you want to call it, that's when we can enter trades confidently. We no longer have to be trading with insane amounts of anxiety and restlessness and irrationality, okay? We can become rational and execute appropriately. So I'm watching these levels. It's very important to me. I'm not going to predict that buyers or sellers take it. Instead, I'm going to come up with a bullish and bearish scenario. This is insanely important. When it comes to coming up with a pre-market plan, the last thing I ever want to do is marry a specific direction. Okay, look at the price action we got, right? It literally ripped up and then ripped down. There's nobody No one that could have predicted that. There's no way to be able to predict that. So instead of trying to predict what's going to happen in pre-market, I'm going to identify the key levels, and then I'm going to use my system to capitalize on the opportunity. Okay? So if you click the links below, it's going to bring you to my website, which breaks down the system in way more detail. So if you're interested, check that out. Okay? I also send you a free mini course that literally takes less than 10 minutes to watch so that you could start to implement it tomorrow. Okay? So once again, the pre-market plan is simple. Identify my system off these levels and trade it. All right? So if I pull back up the Discord, once again, just so I can give you very clear and transparent, I want to show you guys exactly where I got in the market. Okay, so at 10:01 a.m., I'm posting in my Discord. I'm hopping in the market long. It looks something like this, okay? So once again, why am I hopping in the market right here? Let's break it down. Well, based off pre-market, we are watching this level right here, which is previous day low, okay? So we're going to go check. And then we were also watching this yellow line, okay, which is previous day open print. These are very important. So notice how price opens up and rallies all the way down to previous day low, okay? Once again, we're going to use these levels to identify the context. And based off the context, we're going to wait for our system and execute. So price comes down to previous day low, and we get a very strong push. So based on our strategy, the HPT cross, I'm looking for a moving average cross, okay, off a critical level, which is open print, followed by an RBI, okay, a red bar that gets ignored. So this 10 o'clock candle, the one that I'm entering in, this is why. I'm literally getting a red bar ignored with a moving average cross. This is my strategy, okay? This is the strategy I give you a free mini course on. Check it out. It has completely revolutionized the way I trade the market. And it hasn't just given me good results because, yes, we have collected 11 months of data on it currently, over 200 trades, and we're sitting at a 79.89% win ratio, okay? Yes, the results are there. But what's really there is the ability to repeat it. Its simplicity is there. Its rationality is there. Its confidence is there. So I no longer have to stress. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't have to worry. Yeah, the trade may not go my way, and that's fine, right? It's going to happen 20% of the time. But the other 80% of the time, I'm going to be able to execute with confidence, okay? And I'm going to be able to know exactly where to put my stop loss. These are all key factors for you to become a consistently profitable trader. So this is exactly what I'm looking for. This is exactly why I get into the market right here. And my target is previous day high, the next pin number to the upside. So I'm literally playing off the previous day pin numbers in pre-market. Once again, there's no way I could have predicted this. And I don't even want to predict it. I just want to be able to see it. And that is the essence of trading in the market. So that was our first trade that we took to the upside. We cleared over 87% trading SPX calls right there, right? But we weren't done. We stayed patient. So if I zoom out a little bit more, I just want to show you guys how effective this strategy actually works. So notice here how we come right up into previous day high, and we are met with insane amounts of selling, which makes sense, okay? This is exactly why we took profit there. So now price starts to rally to the downside, okay? Now, once again, for me to execute my strategy, I need my three-step approach, okay? So once again, I need the moving average cross at and off a critical level, followed by a green bar that got ignored, which is one right there and one right there. So right here, as soon as we got that green bar that was ignored, bam, we enter into the market short. Once again, playing off pre-market low, playing off previous day low. So, Josh, is there any way to know this is going to happen before it happens? No. And if what you're looking for is certainty, and you're just not going to get it in the stock market, that's not what we're here for. We're here to execute strategies that have high probability. And once again, this is why I trade this way. This is why my pre-market plan has a bullish and bearish scenario, okay? I don't want to get married to a specific direction. That's the last thing I want to do. I want to be like water. I want to be like Bruce Lee. move like a butterfly, sting like a bee. You know what I mean? Like the last thing I want to do is marry my ego, right? I have nothing to prove to anybody. All I need to do is execute when the market tells me to. And now the most amazing part about this, right? Because then we captured that move to the downside. It took literally less than like 2-3 minutes. The next best part about this strategy is once it happens, you draw a box around the RBI or GBI, okay? This is right here what we call the area of value, okay? And then once price comes back up into that box, we then get our next trade, okay? Once again, moving average cross. We are now playing the trend to the downside. We get a GBI. We capture this move right here. Price comes back up into the area of value, all for us to identify a green bar that gets ignored, okay? So once again, we know exactly where to put our stop loss. Stop loss goes right here. Our entry goes right here, and then we target low of day. So once again, guys, the biggest takeaways from this video, okay, is we don't need to necessarily know what's going to happen in pre-market. We don't need to necessarily plot pre-market high and low. What we need to do is identify the information that actually serves us. And the way we do that is by trading our strict approach, right? And trading off the critical levels. It's key. And guys, I know I'm going to get a lot of, questions about pre-market. Do you use it? Do you not? I use that, yes, but only when it's relevant, okay? I use it to understand market context, okay? Like this is a perfect example. I want you guys to always think when you are plotting something, plot it based off context, okay? I'm here to trade the information that matters, and I'm here to execute it flawlessly. So this is how I trade pre-market. This is how I come up with my pre-market plan. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit a like, subscribe, and check out that mini course. It's really valid.